Alright guys, this is the final part in this video. I have 10 minutes left on my phone, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna be very, very strict with these actors, Amazon, and the organizers of the hotel. As well as Peter Jackson Mel Gibson, I'm gonna be strict with them too. As high chance Peter Jackson or Mel Gibson, whoever's choosing, high chance they're gonna ask for a piece of the royalties. Peter Jackson, because he's worth $1 billion, he's gonna try and get like a 1% of the pie, man. Hey, Ivan, can I get a nice like 1% of that? Because he knows 1% is what, like 140 million bucks, 150 million bucks. He wants a piece of that. And they're like, Ivan, man, can I get a nice 1% of that, man, of your royalties? I'm like, no, Peter. $103 million is good enough in New Zealand money. That's good enough for you. I'm giving you $2 million for the releases. That's a good deal. And you get your nice perks. You get your nice commercial money. That's good enough. And that's good enough. You get take on your vacation. That's good enough. You make your nice money off the speaking fees. That's my deal. That's good enough. If you don't like it, you're more than welcome to work in Hollywood. Because I know Peter Jackson's going to try and get like 1% of my royalties because he's big, man. The guy is worth like $1 billion plus. That's why he's going to try and get like, I don't know, like 1% of the pie. You see what I'm saying here? Because we live in a greedy world. Mel Gibson will try and get maybe 0.5% of the pie, which is like 80 million bucks. You see what I'm saying here? 70 million bucks, 0.5% of the pie. Yeah, 7 million bucks, 80 million bucks, something crazy. Hence why I'm like, hey Ivan, am I gonna get a nice like 0.5% of that? A nice like 80 million bucks for myself. I'm like, no, Mel. When I'm $54 million is good enough. If you don't like it, you're more than welcome to work in Hollywood. 50 more million bucks is good enough. And you don't make this in Hollywood average. You probably make like 20 million per movie, man. I'm paying you $54 million. That's good enough. You gotta watch out for these sharks, man. Do not let the people at the venue. I'm gonna be very, very strict with them too. Look, man, if you charge the fans, I'm gonna charge you for speaking, as you're benefiting off my success. If you think I'm gonna speak for free when you're charging all these fans and you're making all that money and I don't get a piece of that and you're benefiting off my success, I am going to charge you. If you have 20,000 people at your venue, I will charge you like $60,000 to speak. That's a good deal. You have 30,000 people at the venue, I will charge a good like 75, 80 grand to speak. 70 grand, 75, 80 grand to speak. That's a good deal. Obviously. If you have 40,000 plus, I will charge you 100,000 plus to speak. I want a nice piece of the pie, and I'll split the money with me, my wife, and the actors. So me and VJ, I don't know, if I charge them 100K, me and VJ take 30,000, and then what, $70,000 is split with the actors. They get their $4,000 each. You see what I'm saying? Do not let these fucking sharks do, because the organizers of the venue are also sharks too. Yeah, Ivan, you know your shit. Ivan, you know your shit. You will never let anyone dupe you. Yes, I'll never let anyone dupe me, man. I'm not fucking stupid. I do not let these people dupe you. If you think for 1 second, you charge the fans $10. The only reason why all the fans gather at that event is because of me, VJ, and they want to hear me speak. I want a piece of the pie. I deserve the money, and you're benefiting off my success. Hence why I'm going to charge the venues to speak. That's why they're all like, yeah, Ivan, you're worth the money. You know, the only reason why the fans are gathering around the events because of you and VJ, yes, and the actors, yes. That's why I deserve a piece of the pie. As you're benefiting off me and VJ's success, that's why we deserve a piece of the pie. A nice piece of the pie. I'm not going to be greedy and take 50%. No, that's you're being too greedy. But I'm going to take a good chunk of the pie. A nice like 35% of the pie. 30% of the pie I'm going to take. 40% of the pie I'm going to take. You see what I'm saying? 40% of the pie I'm going to take. You see what I'm saying? Hence why what? Hence why what? Yeah. Do not let the fucking sharks dupe you guys. We live in a greedy world. Be careful for Amazon. Be careful for Peter Jackson. I'm going to tell VJ, you have to be careful for Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson's a shark. Chances are he's gonna ask for a piece of the royalties, or like 1% of the royalties. I'm like, look, Peter, I'm not giving you a piece of the royalties. You're not worth it. You're worth your 100 million, but that's it. You're not worth taking my royalties. You think I'm gonna pay you 100 million? You take like 1% of the pie, and you take home like 50 million bucks. You're crazy. I'm not giving you a piece of the royalties. $100 million is good enough. You're walking away with 55 plus in your bank. It's a good paycheck. It's a nice paycheck. Yeah, it's nothing for how much VJ made, but you made a lot of money, Peter. $55 million after taxes is a nice paycheck for a director. That's a lot of money. Yeah, man. It's a lot of money. It's a fat check in the bank, man. Ivan, it's a deal. You're paying me a lot of money. Yeah, I'm paying you a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Be careful for Jon Favreau, too. And J.J. Abrams. Guys like Jon Favreau, J.J. Abrams, Michael Bay, Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino. You know what I'm saying? High chance he might send in his resumes to the Russo brothers, Ryan Coogler, and Ryan Johnson. You got to be careful for those sharks. As some of those guys might try and ask for a piece of the royalties, too. You see what I'm saying? The Russo brothers might try and ask for a piece of the royalties. If they're hired, they might ask me for a piece of the royalties. I'm like, guys, you're not getting a piece of my royalties. You're not worth it, obviously. I'm going to pay you a lot of money, but you're not getting a piece of the royalties. I'm going to keep very strict. You're not worth it. You see what I'm saying? You're not worth me. It's the world. The whole world is only going crazy with the movie because of me and VJ, not because of you guys. You built buzz, but you're not me and VJ are the main event. You're not the main event. You see what I'm saying? Especially guys like Jon Favreau, J.J. Abrams. You got to be careful of those guys. Those guys are sharks. I guarantee you, Jon Favreau and what? And J.J. Abrams might ask for a piece of the role. They are them. I can get a nice like 0.1% of that. You know, because they know 0.1% is like what, like $20 million, $23 million. Yeah, Ivan, I can get a nice like 0% of that, and that's like $23 million. I'm like, no, John. Yeah, but Ivan, it's not affecting your budget at all. I'm like, John, you're being greedy. What I'm paying you is good enough. $34 million is $20.6 million in your bank after taxes. Before you start work, it's a lot of money, and you get your rich 6.8 and your rich 3.5. That's a good deal. $4 million and $2 million after taxes in your bank for those for the next 3 years. That's a good deal. For the 4 years, that's a good deal. You're making, I don't know, you're making your what? Your $30 million after taxes, John. For the 4 years of saying is, I am paying you a lot of money. If you don't like my offer, you're more than welcome to what? To work in Hollywood if you don't like my offer. I'm gonna keep saying that. You're making your nice $30 million, John. For the 4 years of saying after taxes. That's a lot of money. I'm not giving you a piece of my royalties. You're not worth it, man. J.J. Abrams is greedy and he wants a piece of royalties. I'm like, you're going to give me a nice like 0.2%. I'm like, no, J.J. Abrams, you're not worth it. $42 million signing bonus is good enough. $8 million yearly salary and $4 million yearly salary is good enough. And getting the perks and the bonuses after filming completed, taking on 2 vacation is good enough. If you don't like it, you're more than welcome to work in Hollywood. This is my final offer. I'm going to keep saying that. Do not let these fucking people dupe you, man. I'm going to keep saying that. Do not let these sharks dupe you. See what I'm saying? As we live in a greedy world. You see what I'm saying? We live in a greedy world. We live in a greedy world. Do not let what the sharks dupe you. We live in a greedy world. You see what I'm saying? We live in a greedy world. Do not let the sharks dupe you. We live in a greedy world. Hence why what? Yeah. Be careful for the sharks, guys. You have to be careful for the sharks. You have to be careful for the sharks. Yeah, man. As Jon Favreau, chances are he's Jon Favreau, because he's not that big, he'll push for maybe 0.5, 0.05, or maybe like 0.1%. He'll push for, which is like $20 million, $23 million. JJ Abrams might push for 0.2%, which is like $40 million, $35 million, $37 million around there. Whereas guys like Peter Jackson are going to push for like a 1% of the pie. Mel Gibson will push for probably 0.5% of the pie, whoever's chosen. And Michael Bay and what? And like Christopher Nolan are gonna try and push for maybe 0.4, 0.5% of the pie if they're hired. Because we live in a greedy world. Even if I pay Michael Bay $60 million signing bonus, a $9 million salary, and a $5 million yearly salary, chances are he'll still try and ask for like 0.5% of the pie because he's greedy. We live in he wants to make a lot of money for himself. Like, look, man, Michael Bay, $60 million signing bonus is good enough. That's $36 million in your bank before you start work. A $9 million yearly salary is good enough. That's $5.5 million around there. And you get your $5 million yearly salary afterwards. That's $3 million. That's a good enough deal. If you don't like my offer, work in Hollywood on my offer. I'm going to be very, very strict. Ivan, it's a deal. You know what I'm saying? You're paying more money than even what Hollywood pays on average. I only make on average like $25 million for my movie. Yeah, I'm paying you more money than even what Hollywood pays on average. Christopher Nolan, I'm paying him more money than what Hollywood pays him on average. I heard Christopher Nolan only gets like $20 million per movie. I'm paying him a $40 million signing bonus. a 7.5 million yearly salary and like a 4 million salary for the other years. It's a good deal. That's more than what he's making in Hollow on average. Hence why both those guys, if they're chosen, will accept my offer. The end offer, the Russo brothers, I'm willing to pay them a nice like 20 million salary, $21 million yearly sign bonus. Pay them a nice like 3.5 yearly salary and like 2.7 million for the other years. That's a good deal for them, as they don't make that in Hollywood. In Hollywood, they probably made like 5 million for Avengers, 8 million for Avengers, 10 million for Avengers. I'm paying them a $1 million sign bonus. The Russo brothers. Pay them that money, they really work hard for you. That's how much I'm willing to pay the Russo brothers if I hire them. You see what I'm saying here? I don't know who I'm going to hire. You guys are going to have to send your reels. Anyways, if this video, I'm running out of time. This is Ivan Amir. I'm signing out. Peace.